Hello, how you doing, YouTubers? Check it out. This is my first video. It's going to be entitled Satanic Chicago, and the topic of this very first video is going to be, oddly enough, pine cones. Check it out. There's your friendly little pine cone, huh? So you thought. Very friendly, huh? You didn't know it was satanic, did you? It's not satanic. The pine cone itself, you know, when I tell people, you know, mystery religions use the pine cone, you know, and blah blah blah, you know, that it's depicted in a certain way, most people right away they say, oh no, not the pine cone, you're crazy, now you're talking out of your ass, because, you know, the pine cone never hurt anybody, I'm not scared of pine cones. But it's not the pine cone, it's what it represents. So here I'm going to show you Hitler's desk, okay? Check it out. What does Hitler have on his desk? Two staffs with the pine cones at the end. Now, why would Hitler have that? He might be onto something, huh? Now, let's check this out. Here's the Vatican, okay? They have the largest statue of a pine cone known to man, apparently. It's huge. I mean, if you put a person over here, the person would stand about this tall. So there's another thing to watch out for, you know, like if the Vatican's doing it, it surely is pretty satanic. As a lot of you might already know. So going a little further on here, we have the Pope here, okay? Now, he's holding the warped cross, okay? And the warped cross is a grotesque depiction of the cross that has a little pine cone beneath it and a very disorientated looking Jesus, you know, just it's bad. The warped cross, you could do a whole episode on it itself. But going a little further, you know, you might wonder why ancient civilizations have used the pine cone as inspiration to some of their architecture, which you know, I can't really find right now, but there's plenty. If you just YouTube or I mean Google images of pine cone architecture, you'll find a lot of it that's pretty old, okay? And that brings us to this, okay? I made this myself. This is my little pine cone presentation pictures I'll put together. You know, I did that with my new fancy camera. Check it out. Look at this building, okay? That's basically a humongous pine cone, okay? Now, why would they do the pine cone? The question is, why? Osiris's staff, okay? I'm pretty sure it's Osiris. It might be Horus, but he's got a pine cone at the end of his staff, okay? Here you go. Here's a castle with a fountain with a pine cone in the middle. So, like, what's the significance of this, okay? Now, I'm going to show you that pine cones are all over the place in Chicago, and I'm not just talking off the trees. Look around. Look into the architecture. Look into the paintings. Look into Millennium Park. Now, you might wonder, okay, like, what the hell is he talking about? Millennium Park, I don't see no pine cones there. But just wait and see, okay? Here, these are my photos, okay? I went to Chicago and I looked around and spent a few days doing this. And this is City Hall right here, okay? Now, there you see the entrance. You see some fiery flame looking thing up here, okay? You wonder, okay, no big deal. Look a little bit closer now, okay? You have your fiery flames. You have something down here. Now, let's see what this is over here, okay? It's a winged disc, but the disc itself is the pine cone, okay? Now, I guess I could just kind of brief you if you don't know or if you're not aware, like, what the pine cone represents. There's a closer picture of it. It's the pineal gland, okay? Actually, the word pine cone and pineal is the same thing. Pine, pineal, pine cone, pineal gland. It is the third eye in your brain. You know, it's actually like an eye. except it doesn't open unless you go through a sequence of Kabbalic rituals which open up your chakras that, you know, work their way up from your, you know, basically your lower belly all the way on up, and when it reaches the pineal gland, it opens up and you're in a full state of consciousness. Okay, and this is ancient knowledge that has been known about and suppressed from, you know, the general public. Like